Hi, everyone. My name is Jordan Carpenter. And before we jump in, I want to share a moment that caught me off guard. This last September, rates dipped for a really brief window, and it was great. Like my phone suddenly lit up with purchases and refinances. And honestly, it felt like oxygen after like a long year of holding my breath. And then I got an alert. One of my past clients, someone I had worked with like less than a year earlier, had their credit pulled by another lender, which is the mortgage equivalent of someone listing their home with a different agent. And I remember just staring at my phone and just thinking like, wait, like what? And for about like 30 seconds, like I went through the emotional roller coaster. I felt hurt. I was embarrassed, a little sick to my stomach. And I realized something that was a bit uncomfortable. This past client, they didn't leave because I did a bad job. They left because I went quiet and I wasn't providing them value anymore. And I did the dangerous thing, right? I assumed that doing good work once was enough to earn a permanent place in their heart for the rest of their life. And while I was busy with refinances and purchase, someone else simply showed up right when they needed an answer. And that moment, that painful moment is why we're here today. So here's the uncomfortable truth I learned from that moment. Most professionals don't lose repeat business because they're bad. They lose it because staying present and valuable, especially at scale, is almost impossible without help. Now, in general, our past clients, they don't wake up loyal, right? Like if we were to step into the homeowner's brain, they wake up curious, they wake up anxious, maybe a bit distracted. But like homeowners, they don't wake up saying like, I should betray my agent today. But some questions that they do have is, I wonder how much our home is worth right now. Or, could we afford something bigger? Rates, we see all the time in the news, rates have changed a little bit. Does that matter to us? Really, whoever answers these questions becomes relevant, and relevance over time beats loyalty. So to solve this, initially, I didn't go looking for software. I went looking for a way to stay present and valuable to my past clients without becoming annoying or fake or awkward. Like for a while, I would look up the amortization schedule on their mortgages, the estimated value of their home on like Redfin or Zillow, and to help my borrowers know how much equity they had, if they could refinance out of mortgage insurance, and compare their note rate to the current rates of the market. And like doing this was good, but doing this one by one was so time consuming. And I realized that I needed something that worked while I was busy doing my actual job. And really, that's how I came across and have ended up using HomeAI. So I want to get out of the slides and like let me give you a quick look of how simple this tool really is. So I've logged in, and this is very, very similar to HomeBot. We can basically, the hardest part is you just upload the data up front, and they have right here a CSV, if I can get to it. Here you go. You can load sample data. That's not what it, get the upload template right here. If you click on this, it'll give you a CSV, and then from there you can put in the information. And so hopefully you have your past client data information. It's looking for normal things: name, address, the location, the rate, loan type, FICO score, loan balance, and then some terms, and then basically their contact information. And it takes all that and it puts this in this really beautiful monthly report. Let me see if we got this in here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here's some sample data. And so first off, for you to like look at it, you can see how much equity they have, like a lot of good snapshots. None of this is real data. This is all fake information. But let me see if I can pull up this report. No, it's not going to do that. I'm going to pull up a real report, and we'll blur some of the names here for you. 1 second. So at the very top, it'll give an address, and then it'll tell you here's how much equity that you have in your home. And this is a monthly report that they receive. So honestly, the open rates on these emails are really high because it's helpful, useful, valuable information. Home value, where it's gone over time. One thing that a lot of people appreciate about this, and I'll just make a plug-in real quick. HomeBot is a very similar software to HomeAI. HomeBot, the value they take is from Redfin or Zillow, and HomeAI does that as well. But the nice thing about HomeAI is that you can customize or update this home value. For example, I just had a borrower. We helped them with the refinance. They had put a ton of work into their home, like making it prettier and nicer and better. And so The home value on Redfin and Zillow was like 600,000. The actual value after the appraisal was closer to 800,000. But on Redfin and Zillow, it kept pulling up these wrong numbers. And so you can override that. That's a common question I hear. But in general, interest rate, what your monthly mortgage payment is, it'll give comparables for you. And the nice thing is, here are these same comparables. It'll show you if any of them have sold recently, kind of give you an idea of your value on the home. For on the lending side, it's nice. It shows you a refinance. If you were to refinance into the 30-year term, what would that look like? And if is it worth it to you, or switching to a 15-year term? Net proceeds, if you were to sell your home today, with some rough estimates. And then there's some more mortgage data. The thing that a lot of people like this calculator. Everyone's wondering, well, if I put a couple more dollars or $120, $130, $300 per month into my mortgage, how much time would that save me on my mortgage? How much interest would that save me? So useful stuff here. If you were to rent your home, what you could expect to rent your home per month. And then this is the thing that a lot of realtors appreciate. If they click on any one of these options, this is a real estate transaction that's going to happen, and you get notified of it. And so the nice thing is, your face would go on this report every month for your past clients. And then so you stay top of mind, but also if they click on any of these, you get notified. So not only is it a helpful report that goes out once a month that they're probably going to open, but if they have any questions, one, they see your face over and over. But if they click on any of these options, you get notified. So you have a warm lead, someone to help with purchasing another home or selling their home. So that's HomeAI, and it's basically an automated equity report and lead engine for your past clients. So you upload your past clients once, and the system does the rest for you every month. And you can even have it send out a weekly report if you wanted. But again, it pulls live property and mortgage data. It calculates their current home value and equity, and it just turns it into a really clean visual report that they get from you and branded with your information on it. So I would think of it as like a monthly mini CMA plus mortgage checkup that goes out automatically without you having to manually run comps or remember who to follow up with. And again, every time a homeowner opens their report, checks their refi options, or clicks on sell my home, that activity becomes a lead for you. So I want to be really clear about something. I pay for this tool whether one realtor uses it or 300 do. But I'm not here because I need to recoup a cost. I'm here because I want to provide value for you and help you protect your database. So I want to leave you with a simple option. If you want help protecting the relationships that you've earned over time, the next step is a one-on-one working session with me. This isn't a sales call. It's free. It's free. It's available to anyone who uses the link below. Remember, I'm the one paying for it. It doesn't matter how many people use it. But the reason I do it this way, this one-on-one session, is because I want to make sure you're getting the full benefit of HomeAI as quickly as possible, so that this upcoming year can be better than this past year. And in that session, we'll look through your past clients, talk through how people typically move in your market, and set this up in a way that actually fits how you do business. If at any point like the call doesn't feel useful, we can stop. There's no pressure. There's no obligation. Again, I pay for this platform whether one realtor uses it or 100 do. So the goal of that meeting isn't to sell you anything. The goal really is just to make sure that silence never becomes the reason why you lose business that you worked hard for. So if that sounds valuable, there's a link here where you can book a time directly on my calendar. If now isn't the right moment, that's completely fine too. This is just one of many tools and ideas I'll be sharing as I continue hosting these sessions. But either way, I'm glad you spent this time with me, and I hope it changed how you think about staying present with your clients.